Let's play around with this indirect proofs with the game Mastermind. In Mastermind, players need to determine a three-digit code. After entering a guess, X means there's a number that's not in the code. So if we see this one, we know that two of these numbers are not in the code at all. Triangle means there's a correct number, but in the wrong position. So 4, 2, or 8 is in the code, but it's in the wrong spot, but we don't know which one. And a star means there's a correct number in the correct position. So if we come down here, this star down here means that one of these numbers is in the right spot and it's the right number. So here are the things that we want to prove. So we want to prove that one is in the code and in the second position. If we wanted to do an indirect proof of this, we would assume that one is not in the code and not the second position. If that's true, if we look at here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we look at line 5, that means one's not in the code, it's not in the second position, so that means that 1 has to be this X. So by line 5, we know that either 3 is first or 6 is first. We don't know which one, because somebody's in the right spot and in the right position. However, when we come up here, 3 is first, 6 is last, just as we did down here, but there's no star. Therefore, 1 must be second. So if we're thinking about what our three-digit code is, we know it's got to be 1 and then something else. To help us remember that, we could even just kind of like put a little star above that 1. Now, if we wanted to prove that 4 is not in the code, we could do an indirect proof by removing the not. We want to assume 4 is in the code. Okay. However, when we look at this, we can see 4 shows up here, 4 shows up here, 4 shows up here. So line 1 is saying 4 is not first because we don't have a star. When we check line 2, we say, oh, 4 is not second. When we get to line 4, we're like, oh, 4 is not third. By line 4, forgot to say that. But that's a contradiction. It can't be first, can't be second, can't be third. We said it was in the code. Where the frick is it supposed to go? It can't go in anywhere. This is a contradiction. So 4 is not in the code. All right. So based on all that, we can make all of these X's. We know that none of those are in the code. If we wanted to, let's do one more. So if we wanted to prove that 2 is in the code, we would assume the opposite. So we're going to assume 2 is not in the code. Okay, so that would mean on this line, 4 we already proved is not in the code. If 2 is not in the code, 8 must be in the code. Okay, so 8's in the code. If we jump to this one, we're assuming 2 is not in the code, but we've got to have at least one person in there. So again, 0 must be in the code. So now we can kind of say, oh, wait, so we've got 8 in the code, we've got 0 in the code, and a 1 in the code. Oh, cool. We know what all the numbers are. That's great. It's 8, 0, and 1. Awesome. Okay, let's just kind of keep going. Well, okay, so then this one is saying, oh, 0's in the code. Yeah, we already knew that. Good. This one's saying 2's not in there, so 0's in there. Okay. When we get down to here, uh-oh. Uh-oh, we ran into a problem. So we know 1 is in the code, so that's a star. And then X, one of these is not in the code, but then there's one more. So if we don't know which one it is, it's 3 or 6, but it's one more number. It's not 0, it's not 8. This is a problem because we got 8, that's one of our numbers. 0, that's another one of our numbers. 3 or 6, we don't know which one, but that's a third number. And we proved earlier that 1's in the code. So this is a contradiction. We've got too many numbers. Therefore, 2 is in the code. Now, I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to leave the mystery of the mastermind to yourself. But at this point, we know that this is in the code. We know that this is in the code. This is in the code. We know that this must be our X. This must be our X. That's our X, and that's our X. So you need to figure out what's going on with that 3 and that 6 in order to figure out what that final code should be. There's a couple more logical steps that you can go. It can be a proof by induction, or you can figure it out some other way. But I'm going to leave that mystery for you to figure out what the 3-digit code is. We know it's a 2, and then 3 or a 6, but we don't know exactly what. But that's all for this video. A reminder that this contradiction is a way to prove things by showing that if we assume something is wrong and then we get a contradiction, then we're able to get to our final answer because our initial thing was wrong. Thanks for watching. Bye.